All right, it's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another interview. I have Blake Rizzo from Tour de Crypto. He's actually the head of charity affairs for this organization. He reached out to me, thought it was an excellent idea, and really love to see charity and blockchain kind of getting together there. So Blake, welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining me today.
Hey, thank you, Crypto Blood. I really appreciate you having me on. You know, it's because of people like you that I'm able to spread the word about the tour. So I really do appreciate it.
Absolutely. I see you've got your suit and tie on today. We'll get into what your professional background is and how you got into this whole Tour de Crypto organization. But first, what led you to crypto? What kind of give us a story that gets you to where you are today with so involved in the crypto community?
Sure. You know, I had heard about Bitcoin like many others many years ago, but didn't pay it much attention. And it wasn't until last summer, 2017, that I started learning more about it. And I was actually on an LSU message board. I'm from Baton Rouge originally.
Okay.
Went to school at LSU, and I was on a board there, and they were talking about crypto. And for some reason, the owner of the board, I guess, didn't like crypto threads, and so he kept whacking all the threads. So, one guy decided to start a Telegram group, and I got involved in that, and just started learning some things. Bought some books, tried to figure out as much as I could. And it probably wasn't until November of 2017 that I actually got my feet wet.
Okay.
Started out, just kind of playing around with the big three.
Yep.
December came along. I thought I was a genius, and I was going to tear the world apart with all this money that I saw that I could make in the crypto space. And then January came, and it all sort of went downhill from there.
Yeah, it's funny because I saw an interview that Carl Icahn did. I can't remember what show it was on. Some like small show on YouTube, or they published it on YouTube, and he was kind of went through his life and how he got started in stocks and equities. And at that point, when he started his career, it was in the middle of a bull run. And he just thought he was a genius, and every time, and that happens, man.
Yeah.
You think you got the Midas touch, and everything you invest in just goes to the moon. But how do you feel about the correction? The sentiment last year was very, I think, out of whack. I think it was very .com bubble-ish. Do you feel like this pullback is a good thing?
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, if nothing else, it helps us all temper our expectations and understand that this will take time. This is something that has to develop. We're all pursuing mass adoption, and if nothing else, this year should teach us all that we still have a lot of work to do in the space. And I also think that this 2018 is going to shake out a lot of the weak hands, and the people that are involved going forward will be the ones who really fight and promote and pursue mass adoption in the crypto space.
Sure. And so you're an attorney, right?
Yes, I am. And I was joking with you. You caught me on a day where I actually had to dress up and be a real life lawyer.
That's cool. So how long have you been in practice?
22 years.
Nice.
Gave up the big firm practice lifestyle 10 years ago, so I don't have to wear suits every day.
Okay.
So unless I'm going to court, man, it's jeans. So
oh, that's great.
Like I said, you just caught me in a day where I had to actually dress up.
So you're the head of charity affairs for Tour de Crypto, right? Are you a biker yourself? Kind of give us an introduction to that whole story and how you collaborated and united with this new organization.
Yeah, absolutely. Jason Berlin is the founder of the Tour de Crypto, and he and I met in the crypto space early this year, probably around January or so. And he approached me a few months ago about the Tour de Crypto. He had always had a personal goal to ride across the U.S. on a bike. He's not a cyclist by any means, but he was at a point in his life where he was looking for something to do in the crypto space and decided that it was now the time to do it. and he approached me, asked me if I wanted to be involved. And originally, he had just asked me to help him look at some documents that he wanted to have printed out to try to get sponsors and whatnot. And the more we talked, the more I loved the project and the more he asked me to do. And then before I knew it, I was spending almost every waking hour outside of my job here, working on the tour, helping him, and it's really just blown up and taken off. So we're really excited about that.
Great, great. So the idea came about in what manner? Like, how did he come up with the idea to actually do this? Why not in a different fashion? What made him pick the bike ride? I know he wanted to do a bike ride across America at some point in his life, but what made Jason say, okay, we're going to do blockchain and bikes?
Well, he's been in the crypto space longer than I have, and he's really on the forefront of crypto. He's been an investor for a while.
Okay.
And he also is very charitable. And he really thought that given the market and where we were, it would be a good time to show everyone sort of, mass adoption through good intentions. So, try and make some positive out of this market and show the world basically that, hey, everything that you might hear about crypto, the dark web, and, drug money and terrorists, that's not true. We need to change that narrative. And so he thought it was a good time to go ahead and show everyone that, crypto can be used for good.
Yeah, I mean, because terrorists and drug dealers mostly use the U.S. dollar, right? That's the most used.
Exactly.
I'm sure you know as an attorney, the dollar is the most used means of those types of underworld activities. So that's great that Jason is doing that. Now tell us about Jason's partner. It's just not him out on the road here. He's also got a partner, correct?
Yeah, a young man by the name of Jovel Velasquez. He's a good friend of Jason's, and the two of them, decided to do it together. Obviously, it would be difficult to ride across the U.S. by yourself. So he has Jovel riding with him, and then we also have a crew in an RV that's following them. We have a driver and two videographers that are going along and recording the adventure because, our goal is to make this into a documentary once it's all said and done.
That sounds good. So I was looking at your website and I saw that the charity, the nonprofit you guys teamed up with is out of Houston, and that is called the Houston Area Women's Center. Explain that partnership, how that came about, and what are your efforts and what are you guys trying to do for that center? Sure.
I've been in Houston for about 17 years now.
Okay.
And so I'm familiar. Well, this is my Louisiana accent.
That's your Louisiana. Okay.
Yeah. People tell me when I get excited, it really comes out. But, so, I've known about HAWC, the organization, for a while. They do a lot of work here in Houston, and they're known nationally for the work that they do in trying to end domestic and sexual violence. But about 4 years ago, I became good friends with the CMO at HAWC named Chow, and that's her in the picture that you see on our website. She's a dear friend of mine, and originally when I was talking to Jason, he had approached bigger national charitable organizations, and they really didn't want to get involved. They had heard about cryptocurrency, but they just weren't of the mindset to actually get involved, let someone into their space and teach them about cryptocurrency, set them up with wallets and things like that. So Jason had the door closed on him many times. And, I brought up HAWC and I said, what about HAWC? I said, they've got a great mission. They are, they have superior ratings on Charity Navigator. They're severely vetted by the government. I mean, the government alone gives them $3.5 million a year to operate. So they're just a really good organization. And I said, why don't you take a look at it? And if you think they might fit, I'll go talk to them. So he did. He took a look at it, and I reached out to Chow, and she was just super excited. She was stoked. And she's someone that had heard of Bitcoin, but really didn't know anything about cryptocurrency at all.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Were the community directors and upper level management at that center, did they know about cryptos at all? So this is like knocking out two birds with one stone type of situation, because you're able to now bring her awareness to her about cryptos and also help people donate to the organization. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, the first time we met, I met with Chow, who's the Chief Marketing and Development Officer. I met with the CEO and I met with their CFO.
Okay.
And all three of them had heard about cryptocurrency, but that was it. I mean, I had to spend a couple of hours in that first meeting just, with the basics. I had to explain to them what a Satoshi was and how it all worked, and, showed them how wallets worked, and really had to educate them on what it was we would be doing and what we wanted to do and what our goal was. And they were just super excited. They loved it. They could see that, they could get in on something on the leading edge. And they were so happy to move forward. I was happy. And, we just started working with them. I'm there almost, definitely once a week. I talk to Chow probably 4 or 5 times a week. I'm with their IT guy all the time, getting wallets set up. So it's really taken off. And it's been a great experience for me teaching them, but it's also been a great experience for them to learn so much about the space.
Nice, nice. So it looks like the pair, they're probably just leaving Philly. Is that correct?
Yeah, they actually left early this morning, about 6 or 7 a.m. Okay. Last time I checked, they have a little Garmin device where you can track them.
Nice.
And last time I checked, they had gone about 50 miles. But probably 30 minutes ago, Jason posted a little video of the RV being stuck. So,
oh no,
someone was backing the RV up and not paying attention, and one of the wheels went off the road, and so they're in the process of being towed so they can continue on their journey.
Okay, all right. So their next destination is Washington, D.C. Are they doing anything there while in Washington, while in the D.C. area?
Yeah, they sure are. One of our lead advisor is Bruce Porter Jr. He's with Global Boost and the Wild West Crypto Organization. He's actually hosting a party in D.C. tomorrow night at 7 o'clock at L'Oreal Plaza. So he's having some people out. They're going to do some live video with the Wild West Crypto Show. So yeah, it should be a lot of fun. And they're going through cities and talking to people, interviewing people, but they're also going to monuments and things like that, because like I said, we want to try to make a documentary when it's all said and done.
Okay, great. So what about the trip length? I know you're going from coast to coast, which is incredible. I couldn't do it. I bought a really fancy road bike over the summer just to kind of get my cardio back in order. But man, these guys are really trekking. 4,000 miles, is that correct?
Yeah, it is. It's just under 4,000 miles, and they're going to try and average about 100 miles a day. So it's pretty intense. And
wow.
The whole thing isn't flat.
Yeah.
I was talking to the RV driver yesterday, and he was telling me that they're facing some serious hills, and it's been an adventure so far. But their spirits are up. They're having a lot of fun. And I think it helps that, they're stopping in 16 different cities along the way, where they can, regroup, meet some people, stock up on supplies and that kind of thing to keep them going.
Absolutely. So luckily they were not caught in the hurricane weather, right? The tropical storm. Did they? Right. They didn't experience any of that, correct?
No, they haven't. Okay. We're keeping an eye on Charlotte because that's our stop after DC. I know we know there was some flooding in Charlotte. We have a meet and greet scheduled in Charlotte, and we're kind of keeping an eye on that. We have actually one of the members of our team, Laura from the Digibyte community. She lives in North Carolina, a lot closer to the coast, and she actually got flooded and had to leave her home. So we're going to try to bring some supplies down for her and anyone else that may be affected by the hurricane down there in North Carolina.
So speaking of Digibyte, I support that community. They're doing a lot in a lot of these third world countries that are having fiat issues. their currencies are collapsing. Venezuela, Brazil, Argentina. I see here you have a list of community contributors here. We've got Litecoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin, and then I also saw something about Electra. So tell us about Electra. I think they were the first ones to kind of jump on. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. They were our first sponsor. So they're, we have two different tiers, I guess you can say, for contributions. We have sponsors, and you see them: Electra, Unifox, Aircoins, and Concierge Club.
Mm-hmm.
They are actually helping us with expenses of the tour.
Okay.
But the Electra community is also a community contributor, if you will, in that they are donating Electra to HAWC as well. And actually, Electra being the first, they got a jump start on everybody. So they're leading the charge right now as far as the amount donated by each of the different communities,
Okay.
with Digibyte coming in second right now. We just added Horizon, Zen, which was Zen Cash. They just went through a name change.
Mm-hmm.
But they're a great community, and we just confirmed their wallet address yesterday.
Okay.
So I imagine those guys will get started here soon.
Nice, nice. So you guys can jump over to the website. Let them know what the URL to the website is for us, Blake.
Yeah, it's tourdecrypto.com.
Excellent, excellent. And so how much has been raised thus far? I know this, you guys are just kind of getting started a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, we started promoting, about a month ago, but the riders just started last Friday. If you look on our donate page, I think we have a section at the top where it talks about what's been donated so far. Yeah, you'll see their sponsor pledges, $180,000. World CryptoCon has pledged 5% of all ticket sales. That'll definitely be six figures.
Mm-hmm.
And then so far, we have 13,000 in community contributions coming in. And,
Nice.
We're excited about that because we just started the ride. So we're
Right.
hoping, the community contributions will keep coming in.
So you guys get over there to the site, and under donate, you'll see the addresses. And this is what I like about crypto, Blake, is that it's transparent or pseudo anonymous, but at the same time, it's transparent in the fact that we know how much has been donated to this organization. There's no funny, manipulation of funds. At least from what's going to the organization, right? We can see that on the blockchain. So
I sure did. And, you can actually go to their website as well. They have a support us tab, and under
Right.
there, you'll see a link to Tour de Crypto. So they have all the wallet addresses on their site as well, if you have any questions. But yeah, we've set them up with all the wallets. They are 100% in control of those wallets. The tour does not receive any money from the donations. That 100% of the money goes directly to HAWC's wallets.
nice.
And we're actually working with the board of directors because, I really want to encourage them to come up with policies and procedures to use this and not simply convert it to fiat when they receive it, like most, charitable organizations and businesses do today. So we are working with them. We're working with their finance committee, and hopefully we can come up with a sort of a hybrid approach where, some of it gets converted to fiat and then some of it's saved for, hopeful bull runs here in the future. And then, like I was telling them, they can use some of it to buy supplies and things that they might need for their shelter.
Absolutely. Have you set them up with like a crypto debit card?
Not yet.
Okay.
We have so many things that we need to do to, get them set up in that way. It's been a bit overwhelming for them. I will admit that.
I'm sure.
Just
Yeah.
getting all of the wallets set up and just trying to understand the process. So we're taking, one thing at a time. Right now, they're just accepting the donations and they're holding those until, we can come up with a policy and procedure for moving forward.
Yeah, I tell you this, man, if honestly, it's probably good that they're getting these donations I think we're near the lows of the year or of this bear cycle. And man, $1 million can go very far for them. once this market turns around. So that's awesome for the organization. Kudos to them for accepting cryptos. Will you be at the World Crypto Con?
Oh yes, absolutely. I'll be
cool.
down there with the I think the HAWC CEO is going to join me. The writers will be there, and we're going to have a booth set up next to Ronnie Moaz. And so yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. There have been just a lot of people that have helped us spread the word, like yourself and many others, that I really want to, shake their hand and say thank you so much, because they've really been a big help.
Yeah,
so
as I've said, I'm always up for showing blockchain, showing cryptocurrencies in this fashion, in this light, in a positive manner, not just speculative, and I love it, man. So much success to you guys. I know you will do very well, and I'll be out at the World Crypto Con as well. So I have to definitely come by and check you guys out at the booth.
Yeah, please do. I hope it's as much fun as it looked like you were having at the Litecoin Summit.
Yeah, we had a blast, man. We had a blast. So what I like to do at the end of these interviews is just to kind of spice it up a little bit. I'll ask you 3 separate words, and you just give me kind of your first thought about each of those words. Are you ready?
You might get me in trouble here.
No. I'm keeping it safe for you. Satoshi Nakamoto.
Genius.
Okay, that's a good one. Lance Armstrong.
Questionable.
That's a good one. I don't know if you're in the cars or not, but M5 or E63 AMG?
M5 all the way. I actually owned one for 5 years.
Okay, well, that was easy for you. Thanks again, Blake Rizzo, or Rizzo, he likes to pronounce it, from the Tour de Crypto. We'll check you out later, bro.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.